Everything you see in your life was created twice. First in imagination, then in reality. Imagination is the workshop of your future. It is the invisible architect of everything visible. Before every invention, every discovery, every success, there was imagination. Napoleon Hill declared, "Imagination is the workshop of the mind, where desires are shaped into plans, where faith turns into action, where destiny begins." Look around you. The chair you sit on, the device in your hand, the building you live in, everything existed first in someone's imagination. Edison saw light in his imagination before it filled the world. The Wright brothers saw wings in their imagination before they touched the sky. Martin Luther King Jr. saw freedom in his imagination before it shook a nation. Imagination is not fantasy. It is creation in seed form. The Bible testifies of this truth. God imagined creation before he spoke it. "Let there be light" was not random. It was vision expressed into reality. Joseph imagined his destiny in dreams long before the palace. David imagined victory before stepping onto the battlefield with Goliath. Paul imagined the gospel reaching nations long before letters were written. Jesus imagined redemption for humanity and endured the cross for the joy set before him. So why is imagination so powerful? Because the mind cannot distinguish between vividly imagined reality and lived reality. Neuroscience shows that the same brain regions activate when you imagine as when you act. Imagination rewires the subconscious, reprograms the body, and directs action. What you imagine consistently, you eventually live. But here's the danger. Most people use imagination against themselves. They imagine failure, rejection, scarcity, sickness. They rehearse fear until it becomes reality. Worry is imagination in the wrong direction. Faith is imagination aligned with destiny. So how do you use imagination as the workshop of your future? First, see vividly. Don't just wish, picture it. Add detail, color, sound, emotion. The clearer the image, the stronger the pull. Second, repeat daily. Imagination is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Third, link emotion. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the peace of already living it. Emotion engraves imagination into your subconscious. Fourth, act accordingly. Imagination without action is fantasy. Imagination with action is destiny. Fifth, protect your mental space. Garbage in, garbage out. What you watch, hear, and consume feeds your imagination. Say this with me. I imagine boldly. I see clearly. I feel deeply. My imagination is my workshop. What I see within, I will live without. Metaphors bring this alive. Imagination is blueprint before the house. Imagination is seed before the harvest. Imagination is rehearsal before the performance. Imagination is pregnancy before birth. Everything great begins unseen. History confirms it. Walt Disney imagined Disneyland while staring at swampland. Steve Jobs imagined 1,000 songs in your pocket long before the iPod. Elon Musk imagined reusable rockets when experts mocked him. Oprah imagined a life of influence while trapped in poverty. Their lives prove imagination is the master key to tomorrow. Science echoes this. Athletes who visualize success improve as much as those who physically practice. Surgeons rehearse operations in imagination before performing them. Imagination builds neural pathways that prepare the body for action. But imagination can also heal. Studies show patients who imagine their immune system fighting disease often recover faster. Imagination is medicine to the soul and body. So here is a 7-day imagination protocol you can begin. Spend 5 minutes each morning imagining your goal as already achieved. Write down what you saw. Details matter. Speak it aloud with gratitude. I am grateful this is already mine. Add emotion, smile, breathe, feel it as if real. Take one action daily that aligns with the vision. At night, imagine again before sleep. Let your subconscious work on it. Repeat daily until it becomes part of you. Now declare this again. Everything I see existed first in my imagination. My imagination is the workshop of my destiny. I choose to imagine boldly, faithfully, powerfully. What I imagine, I will live. Examples from Scripture confirm this truth again. Abraham imagined his descendants as stars in the sky. Moses imagined a promised land flowing with milk and honey. Nehemiah imagined walls rebuilt before one stone was laid. Every miracle began as imagination anchored in faith. And if this message is stirring your spirit, don't let it stop here. Subscribe to Napoleon Inspires right now. Every day, you will receive principles of faith, imagination, and purpose. Daily encouragement to train your inner vision. Daily wisdom to protect your mental space. Daily fuel to create boldly. This is not just a channel. It is a movement. A family of dreamers, creators, and believers who turn imagination into destiny. Remember this. Everything in your future exists now in your imagination. Protect it, nurture it, build it, and let it shape the life you were born to live. Imagination is also a telescope. It lets you see what is invisible to the naked eye, what is too far to be touched yet, but already exists in possibility. Faith uses imagination as its lens. Without imagination, faith has nothing to hold on to. With imagination, faith sees the promise as already done. Think of Jacob at Bethel. He dreamed of a ladder reaching heaven, angels ascending and descending. That vision of divine connection sustained him in exile. Ezekiel stood in a valley of dry bones. With natural eyes, all was death. But with imagination fueled by God, he saw the bones live again, armies rising from dust. John in Patmos saw visions of eternity, of a future not yet visible, and his imagination carried revelation across centuries. History echoes this. Leonardo da Vinci imagined flying machines and submarines long before technology existed. His notebooks were blueprints centuries ahead of reality. Nikola Tesla could run inventions fully in his imagination, testing them mentally before building. Medieval architects imagined cathedrals that took centuries to finish. Some never lived to see them, but their imagination outlived them in stone and glass. Imagination is also a secret workshop, hidden from the world but open to you. Every day you enter it, through thought, meditation, vision. The question is, are you building chaos or creation inside it? Here is a 30-day imagination challenge to train your creative power. Days 1 to 5. Imagine your definite purpose every morning for 5 minutes. See is already real. Days 6 to 10. Add sensory details. What you hear, smell, touch in that future. Days 11 to 15. Write your vision daily in detail, refining it until it feels alive. Days 16 to 20. Share small parts with a trusted ally to strengthen the belief. Days 21 to 25. Act daily in line with your imagination. Bring small pieces into reality. Days 26 to 30. Before bed, replay your imagination like a movie, locking it into your subconscious. At the end of 30 days, your imagination will no longer feel like fantasy. It will feel like memory. Your subconscious will begin aligning actions, opportunities, and even people to make it real. Now declare this with me. My imagination is not weakness. It is power. I choose to imagine life, abundance, purpose, destiny. I build daily in my inner workshop. And what I imagine with faith, I will live with joy. And if this message is sparking your inner fire, don't let it fade. Subscribe to Napoleon Inspires right now. Every day, you will receive principles of faith, imagination, and persistence. Daily encouragement to protect your inner workshop. Daily wisdom to sharpen your vision. Daily fuel to turn invisible blueprints into visible reality. This is not just a channel. It is your mastermind, your family, your movement. Because everything you will ever live is being created now, inside your imagination. Protect it, feed it, enter your workshop daily, and let it shape the life you were born to manifest.